So let's say your kid comes home one day and shows you a report card that looks a little something like this. Anything jump out at you? Well, if you're like most parents, really all you see when you look at this is this. This is a thought experiment from the author Marcus Buckingham, and I think what it shows us is that we all tend to focus on problems rather than strengths. So it would be the rare parent indeed that would look at this report card and say, wow, honey, you've got such a strength in English. How can we make more of that? We all use our powers of analysis primarily to study what isn't working rather than to study what is working. So think about all the times in your lives when you've been on phone calls with friends and they've been agonizing about the problems in their relationships, and the many, many flaws of their partners. But have you ever been on a single call where the person was obsessing about why things were working so well, with an eye towards doing more of that in the future? Or as parents, we really want to get to the bottom of why our kids got an F, so we can correct it. But we don't obsess about why our kids got an A. What were they doing differently in that class than in the others? Most of the time, this problem-solving focus serves us very well. If you're a manager and things are working pretty well across the board except for one trouble spot, by all means, solve that problem. But there's one situation in life where this backfires on us, and that's in times of change. Because in times of change, our report cards don't look near flawless. Our report cards look pretty mixed. There's a lot of stuff that's not working very well. There's a lot of stuff that may be failing outright. And if we allow ourselves to slip into problem-solving focus in that time, that's a recipe for inaction, for paralysis. There's simply too many problems to be solved. In times of change, what we need to do instead is to focus on the bright spots, the early glimmers that something is working right. And once we find those bright spots, our mission is to study them and to clone them.